If you run an HVAC company in 2026, then there's a really real chance that you could be missing tens of thousands of dollars per month from this one tiny leak. And no, it's not your ads, and it's not your pricing, and it's definitely not your technicians. It's something way more subtle. Because HVAC isn't a marketing business, it's a speed business. So when someone's AC dies out in July and their furnace just quits out in January, then guess what? They don't just wait it out. They'll try to call you first. And if you can't answer immediately, then they'll simply just call the next competitor. So if you're missing just 3 to 5 high intent calls per week during peak season, you're quietly bleeding 6-figure per year in installs and lost service jobs. And no, it's not because the demand isn't there. It's because the response time isn't. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly where this hidden 10K per month leak is happening and why HVAC owners aren't seeing it right now, and how a simple 24/7 leak capture system can plug it instantly. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the $10,000 per month leak that most HVAC companies just ignore, and it's not your ads and it's not your pricing. So in today's agenda, we're going to be discussing where that 10K per month leak is actually coming from, why most HVAC owners don't see it, the 3 revenue leak layers that your business might have, and what a real capture system might look like. So the first lie HVAC owners will tell themselves when missed calls happen is, we'll just call them back, right? But no, you won't, most of the time at least. And why can't you call back? Well, because you're on installs, you're in crawl spaces, you're dispatching techs, and you're driving your car. And as a result, urgency fades, and HVAC is a urgency driven industry, so here's why it matters. So what does this mean? Urgency, I've never heard of it, right? Well, it means that people who typically call have an emergency or urgent issue. So for example, some industries are like law firms, auto service companies, medicals, plumbers, electricians, and in some rare cases restaurants, because sometimes people get hungry or hangry. So what does this mean? Well, callers won't wait for a callback or count on a voicemail most of the time. They'll simply just call the next business on the list. So if you think about the math, for example, if we be conservative, let's say you get 30 calls per week, right? 20% of those calls are missed or delayed. So that means you have 6 week touch points. Of those 6 week touch points, 2 of those calls were real service jobs. One of them was a high ticket install. So if we blend that together, average ticket is $1,200. So that's already $4,800 per month to $10,000 per month, and just straight gone and lost in the void. And it's not because of demand, but because of response speed. So the formula, if you want to calculate this yourself, just take your missed calls times your average point value and your conversion rate times 30. So that'll get you your lost monthly revenue. So this invisible leak, it's not just missed calls, it's leads that hit voicemail, leads that don't book immediately, old estimates just casually sitting in your CRM, past customers that never reactivated, and if you don't have a review request automation, right? Because most HVAC companies think leak is just a missed call, but it's more deeper than that. So HVAC statistics shows that 28% of business calls go unanswered, 85% of those calls don't even call back, and 60% just literally call the next competitor immediately, right? And if you can kind of tell by now, you're starting to connect the dots. This all ties back to urgency, right? So if you take a quick look at that graph that I built, this demonstrates or highlights how like each layer is cascades and it gets worse as is. Where's the leak? So we're going to jump into a quick whiteboard real quick and we're going to see it real quick. So where is this $10,000 leak that you're talking about? Or am I just crazy? Well, let's jump right into it. So here we have a short funnel. This is your inbound calls, where most of your calls comes to your receptionist or just comes to you. Here's response speed, and here's booked jobs, right? So it falls down this pretty clean path. But I want you to focus on the response speed part, because yeah, HVAC is an industry-driven industry, so the leak is happening right here in the middle. So reasons why you can't call is here's a few. Peak hours, you have lunch rush, dispatch chaos, techs are always calling in. You're as an owner, you're on the site, or you even get multiple calls coming at once, right? I'm a human, I can only take one call. I don't know about you, but we could probably take one call as well, right? So You don't just miss calls because you're lazy. You miss them because, well, you're busy, right? And who can blame you for that? Also, we have after hours, which is a pretty big leak as well. Evenings, weekends, holidays, summer heat waves, winter breakdown spikes. These can happen all at once. These just happen randomly. After hour coverage is expensive as well, and the most available times that people are available is the same time that you're off your job. So it just makes sense. So when someone's AC dies out at 8:47 a.m. or p.m., they're not waiting until morning. They're gonna call the next contractor if you can't pick up. So also we have a voicemail moment. This is a big one. 85% of people who hit a voicemail, they don't even call back. Neither do I, right? Urgency drops, especially if they just wait it out, right? And then most likely the competitor will get the job. So the second someone hears voicemail, you've already lost your momentum, right? Your first impression, if it's just a missed call and a voicemail, oof, man. So let's see. So all in all, HVAC is a speed business. It's not a marketing business. It's not a branding business. It's a speed business. So the equation that you want you to know is missed calls times high ticket value times urgency. This is your $10,000 leak. So if you can fix speed, then you can fix that leak. So jumping back to the slides. So how are the top 10% of HVAC companies patching this $10,000 leak supposedly? Well, they're using AI sales capturing systems. So how does it work? AI sales capture systems, they answer 24/7. Like they pick up your phone, like quite literally. They sound human, book directly into your calendar, qualifies your job, sends confirmation, reminders, costs a fraction of payroll, no breaks, no burnout, and they scale effortlessly during heat waves. So your business, before you were missing emergency calls, calling back leads at 9 p.m. You're stressing as a dispatch, right? Losing installs and wasting your ad spend. Afterwards, every call is answered 100%. Jobs are booked while you're not even on site or sleeping. Peak season is fully captured. Your CRMs are automatically updated, right? And revenue is stable. So the reality is, AI is your modern dispatcher plus receptionist that works 24/7, handles overflow calls, captures installs, books repairs, protects your ad spend without payroll and breaks, vacations, without getting sick as well. So here's a quick demo I'm gonna play real quick.
Hi, thanks for calling North Star Heating and Air. This is Ava. What's going on with your system?
Yeah, it's really hot right now, and my AC just stopped working out of nowhere. Do you know what happened?
That sounds frustrating. Is your AC not turning on at all, or is it running but not cooling?
It's not turning on at all. Like it was turning on at first, but then all of a sudden it just stopped working, even though we tried to turn it on and off.
Yeah. Got it. That's usually fixable. Do you want to schedule a technician to take a look?
Yeah, of course. Do you think he could come as soon as possible? It's really hot in my house.
Okay, I'll mark this urgent. Are you home right now?
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know. Can I get your name to get started with the booking?
My name is Brian Nguyen.
Thanks, Brian. What's the best phone number to reach you?
415-361-7810.
Thank you. What's the best email address for your appointment confirmation?
BryanNguyen12@gmail.com.
Thanks, Brian. Let me check our soonest available times for an urgent AC repair today. We have openings for an urgent visit between 6 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. today. Does that work for you?
Yeah, let's try 6 p.m.
Booking you for a 6 p.m. urgent AC repair today. Perfect. We'll take care of it.
Also,
Stay cool.
how long do you think it'll last or take to get it fixed?
Most repairs are handled in one visit, but it depends on what we find. Our tech will let you know what to expect once they check your system.
Also, where are you guys located?
We're based right here in Phoenix, Arizona, and serve the surrounding area.
Okay. And how much do you guys typically charge?
Perfect. Pricing depends on the issue. What's going on with your system again? Just to confirm, it's not turning on at all.
Yeah, it's just that.
Thanks for confirming. Our technician will diagnose the problem and give you an honest, no surprise quote before any work is done.
Okay. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that demo. You're probably like, oh my god, how did it sound that way? Why is it so amazing, cool, right? Well, don't be too shocked. This is normal stuff now. But anyways, let's jump back into it. So you probably have 1,000 questions running through your mind, like how does this work? How did you do that? Like, where does this come from? So first of all, we're gonna jump to like how that actually works, the call flows, like how it makes those questions logics. So we're gonna take a quick dive, look into this whiteboard right here. So let's say you get a oncoming call, comes straight to your business or whatever. If you miss it, for example, then it just goes straight to the AI, right? So either your receptionist, dispatch can take the calls that they can handle, and AI just comes in after. So AI will have the friendly greeting like, hey, this is HVAC company calling, how can I help you? Determines if they're a new client. If so, yeah, figure out what's the issue, qualify them, like when does it happen, what have you tried doing so far, right? Try to offer a consultation. If so, then it'll try to check availability or have a technician come down to a house, offer those appointment times and confirm that appointment. From there, it'll collect contact info like name, phone, address, right? Send that, and it'll send that confirmation. So all while it'll add this lead to your CRM and calendar, so it magically pops up in your own systems without you having to lift a single finger, right? So, and then afterwards, it'll thank that caller and end the call. So here's an example from a roofing company that I've set up. So it'll say something like, hey, Brian, this is Max. This is Max from House Roofing. We'll be there. See you soon, right? So for HVAC, it would say something similar like, yeah, we'll be there. Technicians on their way. Cool. If they need to do reschedules, simple. Get the contact info, look them up on the CRMs, update the status if needed, or cancel the call, cancel the booking, and end the call. Cool. If there's an emergency, for example, right, it'll flag that emergency and label it as urgent. It'll try to notify staff to let them know, and tries to transfer the call to a actual live human, right, because it's an emergency. If not, then it'll take a message if no one's online at the time. If someone's asking for a human or owner, because sometimes that happens, what if they have something like personal related, it'll attempt to transfer the call, and if it can't transfer it, then it'll try to ask for a message, right, and send it to the team. So this is probably the most excited part for you. What if you get a spam call or robocall, right? Super simple, hang up, or you can just take a message, one or the other. HVAC people, I know you guys get 1 million spam calls per day, right? So having one of these AI thingies can really free it up for you. So here I have a couple common questions that you might have. How does AI take a call? So basically, when a call in comes to your business, and either you want all calls forwarded or only missed calls are forwarded. So if your dispatch or your call answering service or you can't answer that call, you miss it, it can simply be forwarded to the AI. AI has its own designated phone number, so it's a super simple way to set it up. You just set up call forwarding, right? Nothing permanent. And there's two types of ways AI can take calls. There's unconditional, which means all calls are forwarded, or there's conditional, which means like only the missed calls or overflow calls are forwarded. And it can integrate into your systems like Calendly and CRMs. Does the AI take a message? It can, and it also books people in. If someone needs to speak to an owner, well, AI can simply just transfer them over, right? What if someone has a special circumstance? How can the AI be programmed to handle it? So I get this question a lot, and especially across many industries, right? People are asking like, hey, my industry is different. How's AI going to handle it, right? Well, it's not just as simple as we just give the AI a script. The AI has its own logic, so it thinks the same way that human does. If you want the AI to qualify someone, it can't qualify, right? It has a brain of its own, so just the way it works is you give AI a simple set of rules, like if you're for a restaurant, for example, it can like judge Like, is this a big order size or is this a small order size? So it can have its logic as all of them, right? How does it program to know our business? Well, we simply just take a big knowledge base. You just take your website, for example, and just fill it in the doc, right? Feed all that to the AI to train it, and basically it will become your most smartest employee that you have, all within a split second. And what if the AI says something wrong? Can we see it? Yeah. So AI also does have call recording, so you can like go back to see like, and even do call audits, for example. There's also like CRMs and dashboards where you can track like what's the most common times people call, what's the most common issue people have, and that way you can actually like monitor ad spend, ad performance, whatever. Can AI handle multiple calls at once? Well, obviously it can handle like up to 20 or more than that actually. Main idea is AI, it can capture overflow calls, which rarely but do happen. 3 calls happening at one time. It can capture those calls to make sure none of them are gone to voicemail. So if you're curious about how this would look for your industry, I can either like build you out a demo, see it for yourself, just like I showed you one, or you can actually go to my website and try to call the AI for completely free. Just enter your phone number down below, and my AI agent in HVAC Pro will call you on your phone number, and you get to test it, ask it whatever you want, right? Ask it how big the sun is, I don't know. Or you can just book a call with me down below. We'll schedule a quick free audit for your business to see whether if you have any revenue leaks, if you have any bottlenecks like follow-ups or anything like that. We'll go over all that, and we can test the AI live if you would like. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and took some value from it. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.